Beavers are reluctant to spend time out of the water. Their vision is poor, they're slow of foot, and their teeth are designed for gnawing wood, not for defense against animals such as coyotes or fisher cats. In the water, things turn decidedly in their favor. They can swim farther and faster underwater than any of their would-be predators. The bog pond is their sanctuary. They build dams to flood land to obtain safe access to trees and to provide habitat for the aquatic plants they eat. 260 feet from the north end of the bog pond lies a small stand of young aspen trees. Aspen is quite possibly the beaver's favorite tree, but this distance is farther than they're known to travel from the safety of water to harvest timber. One wonders, as trees are depleted nearer the bog pond, if they'll someday be tempted to come this far, for what would be for them a gourmet feast. This yellow birch stump is 93 feet from the water's edge. It is the farthest harvested tree we could find from the shore of the bog pond. But, as you'll see, our beavers have devised other ways to safely reach trees well beyond this distance from the pond. Our investigation continues up the inlet stream. Here we find a series of dams and canals flooding areas along the stream and creating small sanctuaries, base camps for remote timber harvesting. Nearly 700 feet as the crow flies from the bog bridges over the inlet stream lies the most distant outpost of the beavers' timber operations. To put this in perspective, when you arrive at the parking area for the Nature Center, you're roughly 100 feet from the bog pond. Out here, not far from a small flooded area, we found 8 yellow birch and 1 paper birch felled by beavers. It's clear that yellow birch is a preferred tree species for the bog's beaver population, one they'll go to greater lengths to harvest. Our final excursion is down the outlet stream. One might expect that timber harvesting ends not far from the main beaver dam at the southern end of the bog pond, just upstream from the floating bridge. What we found, however, was another area of beaver activity nearly as remote as that found on the inlet stream. There's a few small dams flooding areas and providing safe havens from which to take down trees. We also found yet another beaver lodge, some examples of harvested American elm, an elm that may very well have fallen by the time you view this post, and a 30-foot striped maple that was felled just this past Tuesday. Our beavers have been and continue to be very busy. At some point they'll exhaust the harvestable trees in the area of the bog pond, as well as up and down the inlet and outlet streams. When this happens, they'll abandon the bog pond and will not return until their preferred tree species have replenished, deciduous trees such as yellow birch and red maple. Stay tuned here at the Quincy Bog Facebook page for further updates on what our beavers are up to.